Hi guys, it's Beth, and today I'm back to share with you some cards that I finally finished. I finally finished the summer season from my All Seasons 3 pad. Yay! Now, when I had put it to a vote to you guys to choose which season I had worked on next, and it actually came to a three-way tie between summer, Christmas, and birthday. And because summer was causing me the most anxiety, just because I wasn't sure how I was going to use it or how well it was going to work, I decided to go ahead and tackle that one first. And since it was one of the, tied of the top choices, I decided to go ahead and kind of get it out of the way, if you will, and just kind of do the hardest one first, just so I could be done with that and then hopefully relax and enjoy the rest of the pad. So in the summer season, I included this park pattern with the pool, the waves, the pool words, the sunshine, and I also included the chevron and polka dot just to give me some non-image paper, if that makes sense, because everything had an image of something. And then I also had this pattern, this playground pattern, that was actually probably from the school section originally, but I kind of lumped it in with the playground because I think I had used it on some of my scrapbook pages with the summer paper, so I just kind of kept that together with that. So I managed to get 69 cards out of that summer paper, and I feel so much better now that I'm done. And I actually did have fun with it. When I started these cards, I decided that some of this paper was playful and would probably be good cards for hospitalized kids. And since I knew those would be going to kids, I could, play with the brighter paper with the playful images and maybe pull out some stickers and have some fun, more fun with stickers than normal. So because I had that in mind when I started, I did have some fun with these cards and used a lot of bright colors and some fun stickers, used up a lot of stickers in my stash. So now, when I start a pad project or even, any, this one I'm doing by season, each season, when I get to the cards, I use my card sketches because it makes my life so much easier on big projects like this. And I did have some fun with some new card sketches this time. So this first one that I used was Operation Right Home sketch number 44. And the sketch actually goes this way, but I turned my cards horizontal. And this sketch is the one I started with, and I liked it because I had in mind that I could use, this green cardstock, which I had gotten a whole bunch of in a Hobby Lobby clearance pack, or probably several Hobby Lobby clearance packs. So I've been trying to use it up. And then I've also used 3 different patterns here from the pad. I have this chevron, multicolored chevron, and then the pool words. And then to mat the pool words, I used that wave paper since it was semi-solid, not like a big pattern. I decided to use that as a mat for this piece. So this sketch helped me use up a really good amount of paper to start. So, and then as far as my sentiment goes, this is just one I printed from my silhouette. It says, "You're cool." And the image actually had sunglasses with it. So some I printed with the sunglasses and some I just printed without. So I got a whole bunch of those. The next sketch I went to doesn't have a name, but they'll all be linked in the description box below, so you can find it there. But again, just using up some of that scene type paper. And in this case, I just used a variety of colored cardstock depending on what pieces I had left. And then this Hello Sunshine is from a stamp set that I have, and I will link it below as well. I got a bunch of those. And then I had a 6 by 12 inch strip of the sun pattern paper left, and that's all I had left because I'd used a bunch of it in my scrapbook pages. And so I knew I wanted to do a card and something with Hey Sunshine or Hello Sunshine. And so I just matted it on black to make the sun pop, and then I had a bunch of strips of this green left, so it wasn't my favorite color to use with the yellow, but it's bright and cheery. And then I had a 1 inch strip left of the sun paper, and so it just went on the inside of the card. And on most of the cards, I did use bigger scrap pieces than I normally would, just because I was trying to get it used up. The next sketch is My Favorite Thing, sketch number 448. This is also a new one. And this one, I was trying to use up bigger chunks of that chevron. And so I thought this sketch would be good because there wouldn't be too much going on. Like, it's still very busy and colorful, but I tried to keep the stripes up here. Like, I just used black for 2, and then I either did a pink or a purple. And I just used that one extra color just to help my sentiment stand out a little bit. And in this case, it's Be Awesome, which is from a planner stamp set that I have that is kind of fussy cut around. And then down here at the bottom, like, I felt it needed something to kind of break up all that color. And so on some of them that have the pink, I have like a pink glittery flower. It was like I had 3 of these embellishments left in my stash, so just did those. And then on the purple, I just did either a little white scallop circle with a purple star, and then just kind of took a pin and drew around the star just to add a little extra. Where there's one where I had a big white star and then just kind of layered it with the purple and black. So I had some fun with that. Now, you guys have seen me use this sketch before, Mojo Monday number 361. And I originally didn't pull this one out since I had used it before, but when I got to a point, I had some 3.5-inch strips of this pool word paper and then some 3-inch strips of the waves, and that sketch popped into my head. So that's kind of something that if you use sketches enough, sometimes you don't even need the sketches anymore because you have that layout like kind of stuck in your head. And so I knew that like these were like within 1/2 inch of each other, they went together, and so I figured I could just cut them down into squares and they would be perfect for this card, and they were. Once I matted them, and I just used green cardstock because that's what I had the most left of on my desk at the time. And then I had run out of my white cardstock card base, like the cardstock I use for my card bases, and my niece had been cleaning out some of her stuff a while back and had passed on that's like a light blue card base. And so I had these in my kind of card base drawer. So when I was out of the cardstock, I was just making the card fronts and then figured I'd put them all on the bases at the end. Well, I couldn't build this one without building it on a card. So I pulled out these really light blue card bases. It's hard to tell, but I thought those would work for these, and so that way I could build my card. So normally I use white, but this is perfect for this one. And then I just kind of embellished them all. Like, these were some sunglasses left on a sticker sheet I had, and then just needed one more, so pulled in a little sunshine. And again, this Be Silly, Be Honest, Be Kind also came from my silhouette. This one I think I've used maybe once before, but it's Operation Right Home sketch number 60. And I had some small like square pieces of this park paper, and I thought this sketch would be cool because if I cut them into little 1-inch strips, it almost looks like you're looking through a window out at the park. So I just combined it with this polka dot paper for my card mat and then a hello stamp down here. So I thought those turned out pretty cute. Next, I have My Favorite Things sketch number 249. And again, it let me use up some good matte size portions of that polka dot paper. And I just used some of that park paper with the pools and the trees and the tables as my focal point. And then I also got to use up some little cardstock strips that I had on my desk. And then there's that You're Cool again. And here's one that I did sideways. And then I had some like 3.5 inch and 3 3/4 inch strips left of the chevron and the polka dot paper, so I decided to bring in some circles since I'd been using so many squares and strips. So this is Freshly Made Sketches number 329, and I liked this one because I could use the biggest circle in my circle die set, even though my paper wasn't big enough to fit the whole circle, since I had one side and the bottom was going to be cut off. So That way I could use up a bigger amount of that paper. And these I just put happy birthday to you on all of them, and then added a little bit of the pattern paper up here in the corner to help break up. Like these were black. I did some with purple backgrounds and then some with pink and polka dots. So I got a bunch of those too. And then since I was on the circle kick, I decided to do one more sketch with the circles. And that's My Favorite Things, sketch number 194. And this one had a tag here, but I just used a regular rectangle shape. And again, I could do a big circle because I didn't need to see the whole circle. So like the bottom on this one is cut off. So this happy, happy, happy birthday, I printed from my silhouette and then just punched some stars from this, whatever, you know, the cardstock that I used for the strip down here. And then here's some like one-off sketches that I used. Freshly Made Sketches number 226. I have used this one before, but I had this little guy left in my summer embellishment stash, and he actually came from a sticker a day desk calendar I had many years ago. And so he's like clear, so I put him on some white cardstock and then fussy cut him out just to give him a little bit of kind of strength. And then layered him up, and then You're Awesome came from my silhouette. So that's a fun little card. Here's My Favorite Things, sketch number 170. And again, finished off some embellishments for my stash. These, it's like a ribbon type feel to it on the top, but then it's got foam underneath. And then, so I finished off that sticker pack, and then I had a little epoxy type sticker here that was popped up on foam. And so I just combined him, it, her, whatever gender you give your stickers. I just combined them together just because the colors were similar. My Favorite Thing, sketch number 192. And again, used that polka dot as my mat. This time rounded the corners on it and the sentiment. Got to use up some more strips. And then this is just a random sticker, or a flower sticker from my stash. So this project was actually good. I used up a lot of summer themed stickers that I had for a really long time and some random embellishments that I've had for a while. But this one is from the Paper Players, sketch number 80. And I picked it because I had some strips of this paper left, and some that were going horizontal and then some that were vertical. So I thought that would be a good sketch to use those up. Just used that happy, happy, happy birthday again and backed it on, I think, green and yellow. And then the sketch called for the sentiment down here on this little strip, but since mine was up here, I left that in, just left it as plain cardstock, and then added some little white vinyl circles down here to break up the black. So I had one vertical, and then the rest of these are horizontal layout. And then this is a Just Add Ink sketch that I have used before. And again, just using some random pieces of the same paper that I had, kind of pieced them together and then covered the gap here with a little cardstock strip, using that Be Silly, Be Honest, Be Kind image again. And this time I just kind of added some random ladybugs from my embellishment stash. This one, I just grouped two different papers together on this one, and then used a little cardstock bee, not cardstock, chipboard bee. And this one I just added some stars to break up the chevron. And this one is just another sentiment from my silhouette that says, Happy birthday, may the adventures continue. And then I have a big stack of kind of random cards. Normally I wait until the end and then I save up all these little strips and we'll use them to make cards. These I actually did kind of in the middle. And the reason was because I had a sheet of Creative Memory stickers from forever ago that were like pool and yard themed. And so I decided to kind of make some little scenes with them. Like here's a little wading pool with suntan lotion and the little arm floaties. And then this one was a sandbox, and then there was a separate shovel and a separate pail with sand in it. So I just kind of grouped them together and made a little scene. And then kind of put them, I knew that I wanted them to go with these two patterns, and I think I had I don't think I had to cut these down at all. These were the exact size. I think I had to cut some of these down a little thinner to match this strip, but so that's what I meant when I said I was kind of having fun playing with some of my stickers. And then that "You're Awesome" sentiment again from my silhouette, I just fussy cut around it so it didn't cover up all of the blue pattern. Here I was just trying to use up some of the bigger chunks of this park scene that I had, and then just use that birthday, "May the Adventures Continue." So these were real simple. This one, I'm using that "You're Cool" again, and I grouped 2 different strips together, covered the gap with a yellow cardstick strip, and then just pieced together some random popsicle stickers from my stash. Thought they fit the cool theme. Here again, I'm using these two beach balls were from that Creative Memories sticker sheet, and then was trying to figure out what sentiment I could put in here that was the same size as the beach ball, so I found a high stamp in my stash. And again, just pieced together 2 of those patterned paper pieces. This one just kind of put some pieces together as far as pattern paper goes, using up those scraps. And then these 2 stickers were from that calendar, like sticker a day calendar again. So I just made kind of a little scene with them, like if it was a beach. And then you got the waves in the background, and then just added "Hello" at the top. This one is just a random grouping of these epoxy stickers that I wanted to use. So I just kind of grouped them together to kind of make my focal point. And then, you know, you've got all that going on in the background and the "Be Awesome." So hopefully a kid will enjoy all that activity on that card. This one kind of pieced together some of the scraps. And then these little bees were in my stash, and you can kind of see that there's a little bit of glitter on the wings, and they were so cute. But they actually were photo corners. They were attached to the photo corner, and they were originally from Jolie's. And so I very carefully popped them off the photo corner just so I could use them as the bees, and then glued them down. Because I think bees are very fitting for a playground, a picnic, and a water park. So this one was piecing together some scraps. I really wanted to use that last epoxy sticker. So since it said sun and I was using "Hello Sunshine," I just decided to throw it on there. And then also decided to use up some of these little ladybug stickers that were also on that Creative Memories sticker sheet. So got that one used up. This one pieced together some strips that I had left, and then added a little random bug down here with some googly eyes. This "Hello" was a journal card I'd printed from my silhouette a while ago, and so I just decided to make a real quick card with this one. And then this last grouping is some birthday cards, and was just using some random birthday embellishments from my stash. And I kind of went a little crazy here and combined the colored polka dots with the colored chevron, but broke it up with a matte on that chevron piece. The "Happy Birthday" I printed from my silhouette because I didn't have a stamp that was the right size for what I needed. So this is just a little felt cupcake with a little bit of rhinestones on the top. Here is just a chipboard balloon. Some little birthday themed stickers from P Ink, and then a little puffy balloon, and I don't know where he came from, but again, these were some random stickers left in my, or random embellishments left in my stash. So after all that, and using, you know, the bigger strips on the inside of my cards, I still had some bigger strips that I wanted to use. Even though I wanted to be done, I just could not let them go. So I did make 2 little lunchbox note cards, for my daughters for this year. This is 2 little strips that I pieced together, and "You Are My Sunshine" is the stamp. And then this little heart is fussy cut from scraps of that park paper. And then just added that on the inside. This one just had this strip left, so paired it with a green cardstock strip. Use one of those "You're Awesome" sentiments that I had left, and another little heart. And then this was just a weird shaped piece that I had left after fussy cutting out some of the images from this paper for my scrapbook pages. So I just cut it at the angle and left it and added that in. And then something else that I made from this paper that I forgot to show My daughters, at the beginning of each school year, they have a pool party at the high school pool as a reward for summer reading program. So last week when they started school, we found out what day this week their pool party would be. And so in order to help them remember, I decided to make them some little planner embellishments. They each have some of my old Happy Planner binders with new calendar pages in them. And so their current planners already have 2 little pool party embellishments in there for the pool party that happened this week. But I decided to make 2 others because they do it every year. So I figured I'd go ahead and make some extra to use for next year. So this is just some words that I fussy cut out of that pool word paper, put on the waves, and then just used a little bit of green stickles to add a little bit of something extra. And then here's 2 like random miscellaneous Happy Planner embellishments that I made for next year, either for me or for them. Share the same stash, so that's something a little different to do. And then normally, you know me, I always try to use all of the little usable pieces of scraps, but this time I just really didn't care. So there are some fairly usable pieces that I could have cut into little squares or strips or used to embellish the inside of the cards, but I was done. So that's kind of what I had left that I kind of could have used, but just chose not to. So I'm good with that. And then these are all the little sticker packs or sheets that I used up. See, there's the Creative Memories. Actually, I had 2 Creative Memories sticker sheets. And then the calendar day. I don't know what year that was from, but it was a long time ago. So glad to have those used up. And again, 69 cards, 6 planner embellishments, and 2 lunchbox note cards. Pretty good from this paper that I was just having anxiety over because I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. So I ended up having fun with it and enjoyed playing with the stickers and some of those crazy patterns on the paper. And as far as where I'm going next, birthday was one of the other ones that was tied for what you guys chose to use next. So I have some ideas for birthday, so I might do birthday next and then probably Valentine's Day because there's not much left of that. And then we'll tackle the Christmas and winter and get some Christmas card ideas out for you guys. So that's my plan. Probably take me the next couple of weeks to do that, so I'm further behind than I wanted to be, but I am still chugging along and getting through that paper. But hopefully I gave you guys some ideas, like some new card sketches to use, some just new ideas on how to use some of those scraps that you may have. You know, if you're a planner person, you can make planner embellishments, lunchbox notes or mini note cards for gifts or for your kids. And then hopefully some new sketches that you guys enjoyed seeing. But if you have any questions on anything, let me know. The sketches will be linked in the description box below, as well as any of the stamp sets that I used. If you had a favorite, let me know. But other than that, I thank you guys for your time today, and I hope you have a fun and crafty weekend.